So we read the book The Namesake, and one of the major conflicts from the beginning of the book was what names mean to certain people and different cultures. So from there we created our essential question and we explored what the meaning of the name is. And we researched two very different countries to see how each culture defines the meaning of the name.
Okay, so the first country we did was India. And in India, a person's name has meaning. It's like a literal meaning. Like my mom's name is Namrata, and that literally means kindness. So it can be used like in everyday conversation to mean kindness and not just the name. There are many different traditional conventions that are followed to name people. Okay, so there's a naming ceremony that takes place 12 days after the baby is born in India. Baby gets two names, a birth name and a legal name. The birth name is based on the Janam Patri, which is basically like horoscopes in the Indian culture. Baby also gets a legal name, and the legal name is given to you by your foy, which is your father's sister, and she just chooses based on what she wants. Okay. This is an interview with my mom. She's of Indian heritage. She came from India when she was 3 years old, so she has a lot of first-hand experience with the naming culture.
My name is Nita Ballantyne. My birth name is Namrata Avinash Contractor. I came to this country when I was 3 years old, and my preschool teachers had trouble pronouncing my given name, Namrata. So my dad gave me a nickname, and my nickname is Nita, and that's what I go by today. In India, your name is typically given to you by your father's sister, who is called your foy. However, my father chose to name me Namrata because it was a unique name at the time. Typically, Indian names have a meaning, and my name means kindness. The Indian tradition of names go way back, and the middle name typically when you're a single woman is your father's name. Hence, Namrata Avinash, Contractor. Avinash is my father's name. And when a woman marries, she would take her husband's first name as her middle name and drop her father's name. So I chose not to take my husband's name because his name is David. But my mom, her name is also Manjula Avinash Contractor. But before she was married, she was Manjula Shantilal Patel. So I am Namrata Avinash Contractor, and Ballantyne is my last name now, my married last name. So the meaning of a name in India is very important. It defines who you are, it identifies your status. We are Gujarati Patels. That means our last name Patel, and we're from the state of Gujarat. Now, many Gujarati Patels are known to succeed and have high academic standards. So outside universities would not allow them admission into their school because they know they would come and get their education and then go back to Gujarat. So my grandfather, he decided that he would change the last name of 3 of his sons who had the potential to really become something with education. So he changed their last name to Patel, from Patel to Contractor. And Contractor he chose because at that time he was a building contractor. He was a general contractor. He built large palaces in the city of Baroda, India, in the state of Gujarat. So the 3 brothers who adopted the name Contractor went on to come to the United States and have a wonderful life for themselves and their families.
Okay, so the next country that we researched was Scotland. In Scotland, the naming traditions are not followed as strictly as they are in India, but there's still some patterns that are present there. In some areas,
If you're the third, you're named after your mother, and if you're the fourth, you're either named after your mother's older sister or your mother's maternal grandmother. For boys, it's the same thing, except you would be named after your father's father or like the boy version of that. So this is a video of my grandma. She was born in Scotland, and she talks about how her heritage and her culture influenced her.
Yeah. My name is Andrea Jackson Argast. My birth name is Andrea Noble Jackson, but when I got married, I just dropped the Noble and just became Andrea Jackson Argast. I will tell you the reason for my first name. Primarily, my parents were told that I would definitely be a boy, no question about it. And my father's name was Andrew, and they were prepared to name me Andrew after him. But lo and behold, when I was born, I wasn't an Andrew, I was instead an Andrea. And I have always had that name until I went to first grade, at which time my peer group, my friends, thought it would be so nice, since I had a name so much like the president, to call me Andy, which has in fact been my name ever since. But the reason for the Andrea, the name Andrew in Scotland is a very strong Anglo name, and my father was the youngest of 11 children, and the feeling was we really need a strong name to go with a strong boy, because he will have a tough road being absolutely the littlest one in a very large family. As to how the influence of my name has changed me, or I think that's a hard question to answer, because essentially our name, regardless of what it is, says so much about us. It's so important that we keep that name sacred, and I've always tried to make my name something I could be proud of and something that my parents could be proud of. So I'm not so sure that it's really directly related to being Scottish or not. I suppose I always felt that I had to be particularly, maybe we'll say praiseworthy, because that would reflect upon my Scottish heritage. Was the only person in my class who was a purebred. Mother and father were born in Scotland, my sister was born in Scotland, and here along came me, first little American, and it just seemed very important that I reflected to the rest of the world my heritage, of which I have incidentally always been very proud. Thank you for this opportunity.
Okay, so after looking at these countries' traditions and their naming systems and interviewing our friends and families, we came up with what we feel the meaning of a name is. And so we think that although it may not literally mean something as it does in India, it still has a meaning, and it still is what defines you. And it could be a reflection of your family's heritage, or it could just be based on something that your parents liked. But in the end, it's what defines you and identifies who you are and where you come from. And so our last video is made up of short clips of people telling us their names and how they got it. And so based off that video, you can make your own conclusions as to what you feel the meaning is.
It's Nick, and I'm named after my great-grandfather. Nick and
My name is Jordan Ann. I was named after my grandmother, Joan Ann, and my grandfather and my dad, Ralph and David. So you get Jordan, J-O-R-D, Ralph David, A-N, and Jordan Ann.
My name is Omer Diab Moussarguer Rizdan Sishuat. You know, I'm Arabic, I have a big name. I got my name because my dad's friends in college said that his first child's name would be Mohammed, so that name's me.
Avinash is a general contractor. Avinash is indestructible, meaning of Avinash. Meaning of mother is a dreamingly happy person. Contractor is last name because my father was building contractor. His last name was Patel, but because he became a contractor, building contractor. So we got contractor last name. Four brothers got contractor last name. And remaining three children last name remained Patel.
My name is David Michael Valentine Jr. and I was named after my dad.
My name's Sarah, and I was named because when my mom gave birth to me in the hospital, she hadn't picked a name yet, and there was another lady in the hospital that was yelling at her daughter to come. She was like running around, but the mom was trying to yell at her to come, and she was like, "Tara, come here!" And then once my mom heard the other mom yelling at her, she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna name my daughter that."
And that is beautiful, the promised land that Moses led people to. And I know that he made it through water. So, promised land. God.
My name is Amanda, and I was named after the song Amanda by Boston.
My name is Lillian Rose Valentine and I was named after Lillian Schott, an old family friend who is kind, smart, and respected.
My name is Aaron, and I was named that because it was the first one in the name book.
My name is Manjula Shantilal Patel, and my name gave me my mother, and married after my name is Manjula Avinash Contract.
I was named Nikki because my parents wanted me to name me. My name's Marina because I was named after a place where you park boats. My parents like sailing and I grew up on a boat.
My name's Alexa. I was named after a hockey player because I was 3 days old and didn't have a name, and my parents.
My name is Gabrielle because my parents like the name.
My name is Ryan, and I was named that because I'm Irish, and it means king in Irish.
I'm Marlena, and my parents gave me my name because they thought it was pretty.
My name is Morgan Morbius. Because when my father was born, he was born 8th of April, and they thought he was going to die, so they didn't give him.
My name is Joanna, and my mom saw a dream with an angel, and the angel told her my name. That's what she told me. My name is Allie, and my mom always said from like when she was a child that she wanted an Allie, and I was first, so I became Allie.
Alright, my name is Eddie, and I was named after my dad. Alright, my name is Joe, and I